Imagine spending 83 years doing the same small, steady things. You wake for Fajr even when it's cold. You fast every Ramadan, even when the days are long. You give when you barely have enough. You raise children with patience. You keep returning to Allah in private and in public. Then you die. Now imagine your neighbor did the same. And your neighbor's neighbor too, 3 lifetimes of worship stacked on top of each other. Now imagine one person, in one night, earns more than all 3 of those lifetimes combined. That night exists. It comes every year. And most of us honestly sleep right through it. Allah didn't only mention it as a nice extra. He called it better than 1,000 months in his own words, in the Quran, forever. So the question isn't whether the night is real. The question is whether you'll be awake when it arrives, awake with your body, yes, but more importantly, awake with your heart. The early believers felt the weight of this truth in a way that still reaches us. The companions were once sitting with the Prophet ﷺ when they heard of a man from Bani Israel, someone described as a warrior of worship who spent decades in complete devotion, years upon years of sincerity, standing, fasting, remembering, without the usual forgetfulness that comes with being human. And the room went quiet, because the math felt crushing. Many of them hadn't even lived that long. How could they ever match that record? How could anyone with sins, slip-ups, and weaknesses ever come close? Then Allah revealed just a few verses, and the heaviness lifted. It begins with certainty. Not maybe. Not it is said. A declaration. Indeed. We sent it down. The royal plural. The plural of majesty, like a king, speaking with the full weight of the throne behind every word. This isn't a gentle suggestion. It's the Lord of the worlds making an announcement. We sent it down on this night. And then Allah asks a question and answers it himself, as if to tell you your mind can't hold what's being offered. And what will make you understand what the night of decree is? Your imagination isn't built to grasp it. So Allah tells you anyway. The night of decree is better than 1,000 months. Better. Not equal. Not almost. Better. 1,000 months is over 83 years. The legendary worshippers' decades. Allah gave the believers a gift that surpasses that kind of lifetime, wrapped into a single night that returns every Ramadan. This is not rumor, not a shaky story. This is Surah Al-Qadr recited until the day of judgment, preserved and protected. The companions didn't need to feel crushed anymore. And neither do you. Because the same Allah who gave them that night gives it to you every year without you earning the invitation. The only question is, will you show up? There was even a moment in history when the precise date almost became known. The Prophet ﷺ was given knowledge of it and went out to tell the companions. But as he moved through the masjid, he passed 2 men arguing nothing profound, not theology, not fiqh, just ego and raised voices. And the exact knowledge was lifted. In an authentic narration, he told them what happened, and then said words that should stop you. Perhaps that is better for you. Better for you. At first, that sounds frustrating. If we knew the exact night, we could focus all our energy into that one window, check the box, and relax the rest. But Allah chose differently. And when Allah chooses differently than your preference, it's not a problem to solve, it's wisdom to uncover. Look at what else Allah has hidden. He hid the hour of your death. If you knew you had 40 years left, many of us would waste 39 and scramble in the last one. Uncertainty keeps you honest. It pulls you towards Salah today, not just later. He hid the accepted dua within all your duas, so you keep calling instead of treating prayer like a vending machine. He hid the greatest name among his names so you learn to know him broadly, Ar-Rahman, Al-Jabbar, Al-Wadud, Al-Ghaffar, so the relationship doesn't become transactional. The pattern isn't cruelty. The pattern is love. Allah hides things so you stay close. So the uncertainty of Laylatul Qadr isn't a wall. It's an invitation. You're not searching for a date on a calendar. You're being invited into 10 nights of closeness where any one of them could be the one. Where you can't afford to assume tomorrow will be better than tonight because tonight might already be it. And most people will spend it asleep. Blanket pulled tighter, phone face down, light off, ordinary rest. While above them something happens the human mind wasn't built to fully comprehend. The Quran tells us directly that the angels and Jibril descend on this night Tanazul wave after wave. A continuous flowing descent. Not a small group. Not a symbolic mention. Jibril himself leads them, the same angel who carried revelation to the prophets, who appeared to Maryam, who embraced the prophet /him in the cave. He descends into the world you are currently living in. Some reports mention the angels on this night are beyond human counting. Allah knows best, filling the earth with their presence. Imagine that for a second. Every street, every home, every masjid, every quiet corner where someone whispers dhikr, every room where someone stands to pray. Angels moving through a world we cannot see, surrounding gatherings of remembrance, bringing peace to hearts that choose to stand. And while they descend, the decrees for the coming year are dispatched by Allah's command. Qadr carries meanings of decree and power, provision and hardship, openings and tests, births and deaths, ease and difficulty written and distributed to the angels by the permission of Allah. You're not just at the edge of a special evening. You're at the threshold of a year being unfolded. And over all of it, Allah describes the night with one word: solemn peace until the rise of dawn. Not loud, not dramatic. No thunder, no banner in the sky. It arrives quietly, wraps the world in stillness, and stays open, merciful, and peaceful until Fajr breaks the horizon. If you are in the last 10 nights, the window is open. Then comes the most practical question. What do you actually say? Aisha, radhiyallahu anha, one of the greatest scholars of this ummah, memorizer of thousands of narrations, asked the Prophet ﷺ the question that cuts through the noise. If I know which night is Laylatul Qadr, what should I say? Not, what are the signs? Not which surah. She went straight to the heart. He gave her a dua that is short enough to remember, even when you're tired, and deep enough to carry a life. Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu ani. O Allah, you are the one who erases. And you love to erase, so erase me. Afu doesn't just mean forgive the way we casually use the word. Covering and pardoning is one kind of mercy. Afu is deletion, wiping the record as if it never existed, the thing you are ashamed to say out loud, the night you replay in your mind, the mistake you've dragged for years. This dua is asking Allah to remove it from the record itself. And then comes the part that should melt you. Tuhib. You love it. Allah loves the act of erasing you. He is not waiting for a reason to punish you. He is waiting for you to turn to Him so He can wipe you clean. 7 words in Arabic. No eloquence required. No perfect pronunciation. No resume of good deeds. Just a person in the dark hours whispering to the one who loves to say yes. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of us already know all of this. We've heard the khutbahs, watched the reminders, read the posts. Knowledge was never the real barrier. So what is? Sometimes it's exhaustion, real, bone-deep tiredness after fasting, work, family, and life. You sit after Isha thinking you'll wake up later, and the alarm rings and your hand shuts it off like it has its own will. You wake at Fajr with that specific Ramadan guilt that feels heavier than other guilt. Sometimes it's the phone. Not even anything useful, just the frictionless scroll that steals 2 hours and leaves you with nothing to show for it. No rest, no connection, just absence. And sometimes it's the most dangerous thing. Assumption. Tomorrow is probably the bigger night. The 27th is coming. I'll go hard then. Tomorrow arrives with the same tiredness, the same distractions, the same voice saying the same lie, until suddenly Ramadan is over and you're on Eid morning wondering where it went. On social media, people post "don't miss it" with glowing lanterns and crescent moons, and you double tap and keep scrolling. But the reminder isn't supposed to be aesthetic. It's supposed to move you. The companions used to make dua for months before Ramadan, begging Allah to let them reach it. Then they spent months after asking Allah to accept it. A whole year framed around 1 month. And we struggle to stay awake past midnight for 10 nights. This isn't condemnation. Paralyzing guilt isn't from Allah. But the guilt that moves you, that makes you change something tonight, that can be a gift. Because you're still here. Ramadan is still open. The last 10 nights either haven't begun or haven't ended. And every remaining night is a door that has not yet closed. One night of choosing Allah over comfort, over entertainment, over the lazy voice that says, it doesn't matter. It matters. You matter. Aisha described the Prophet ﷺ in the last 10 nights with a sentence that feels like a blueprint. He tightened his waist wrap. He revived the night. And he woke his family. Tightening the waist wrap is an expression. He meant business. Distractions set aside, comfort lowered. These nights weren't treated like the rest of Ramadan. And this was the Prophet ﷺ whose past and future were forgiven, pushing harder when many of us would already feel we did enough. If he treated it that way, what does that tell you about how we should treat it? So don't think in terms of a perfect productivity plan. Think in terms of posture. Revive the night. Bring it to life. Because without intention, the night defaults to sleep. Start with prayer, even 2 rak'ahs prayed slowly with presence, with your mind inside the words, is heavier than an hour of rushed motion. Stand long enough that your body registers. This is not ordinary. Let your legs know the difference between a Laylatul Qadr night and a random Tuesday. Then wake your family. The Prophet ﷺ didn't chase this night alone. There is something about worship shared in the dark that binds hearts. Wake your spouse gently. Encourage older children kindly. Let them pray 2 rak'ahs beside you. You might be writing their Laylatul Qadr story the way someone once wrote yours. Give charity on these nights, even if it's small. Online people call it micro-sadaqah. A few dollars, a meal, a water well link, a quick transfer. The amount isn't the point. If it lands on that night, you gave on a night better than 1,000 months. Let that sink in. Make it easy. Set aside a small amount and give every night of the last 10. If you can't give money, give service, give a smile, give a message that heals someone's heart. Allah sees. Repeat the dua of Aisha until it stops being a memorized line and becomes a conversation. Say it in Arabic, then in your own language. Add what you need. Ya Allah, erase what I did. Ya Allah, erase what I became. Ya Allah, make me new. Allah understands every language and every silence between words. And if you feel your mind drifting, don't panic. Social media makes spirituality look effortless, soft lighting, perfect tears, perfect recitation. Real worship is messier. Sometimes you whisper and your voice shakes. Sometimes you stand and your mind runs. Keep returning. The returning is part of the gift. Make the odd nights special, the 21st, 23rd, 25th, 27th, 29th. But don't treat the even nights as throwaways. The entire point of the hidden night is that you show up more than once. You don't need to catch an exact date. You need to keep knocking until the door opens. And when Fajr comes, don't rush out of the peace. Sit for a few moments. Let salam peace until dawn settle into you before the world starts again. Let the quiet of that night follow you into your day like perfume. You do not need to be a scholar to catch this night. You don't need a spotless past or a heart free of doubt. You need presence. You need to show up imperfectly, tiredly, but sincerely. Because on this night, Allah is not searching for the most impressive believer in the room. He is searching for the most present one. The one who chose this night over sleep. The one who came broken and came anyway. So come anyway. If your plan is simple, that's fine. Pray what you can. Read what you can. Make dua like you mean it. Give what you can. Shut the phone off for 1 hour and let your soul breathe. Set the alarm across the room. Ask a friend to text you. Make it a small team effort. People online call it an accountability buddy. In the masjid, we call it brotherhood and sisterhood. Whatever name you use, the goal is the same. Don't do it alone if you don't have to. And if you already miss nights, don't let shaitan turn that into quitting. The door doesn't close because you were late. It closes when Ramadan ends. Until then, every night is a chance to be the person who showed up. One night can outweigh decades. Not because you are amazing, but because Allah is generous. And the question He is asking you quietly, every year, again and again, is not, did you know about it? You already did. The question is, will you be awake when it arrives? Remember the detail in that narration. The knowledge was lifted because of an argument. That is not a random footnote. It is a warning and a mercy at the same time. If a small clash of ego can block clarity, then imagine what a night of softness can unlock. So one of the most spiritual things you can do in these nights is also one of the most human. Drop the fight. Don't carry the petty tension into the hours that are meant to wash you. If you owe an apology, send it before the sun sets. If you are about to type a harsh reply, delete it. If you are holding a grudge, make a dua for the person who hurt you, even if your chest resists. You don't have to pretend it didn't hurt. Just don't let it harden you. People online love posting, "Protect your peace." Tonight, make it worship. Protect your peace for the sake of salam until dawn. Choose silence over sarcasm. Choose mercy over winning. Choose forgiveness because you're begging for a few W. And yes, make a plan, but keep it humble. A plan isn't a flex, it's a bridge. Here is a rhythm that many people share in reminders, because it's simple and realistic. Pray your Isha and Witr with presence. Then rest a little if you need to. Then wake for even a short stretch of night. If you can't do long Qiyam, do brief Qiyam. If you can't stand long, sit. If you can't recite much, listen. If you can't do any of that, make dua with full attention. Allah is not measuring you against someone else's stamina. He is looking at sincerity. Try this. Pick one surah you know well and read it slowly in prayer, even if it's short. Let the words land. Let your forehead stay on the ground a little longer in sujood. Talk to Allah there. Sujood is the closest you get, and in those minutes your tongue can say what your pride hides in daylight. Ask for your parents. Ask for your children. Ask for the people of Gaza, Sudan, Yemen, Syria. And every place hurting your dua is not too small to reach them. Ask for your private battles. The addiction you don't mention. The anxiety you hide behind jokes. The sadness you bury under work. Ask Allah to open a door you didn't even know to knock on. Fill the night with Istighfar, not because you want to feel religious, but because you want the erasing. Say, Astaghfirullah, again, again, again. And when you feel numb, keep going until your heart catches up. Send salawat on the Prophet Salam and blessings and peace, because love for him is a rope to love of Allah, and because the angels themselves send blessings. Let your tongue join that chorus. If you can, read some Quran, even a page, even half a page. The Quran was sent down in this night. It's fitting that you meet the gift with the gift. Some people set a goal online like 1 juz a night. And if you can do it, Alhamdulillah. If you can't, don't turn the Quran into a guilt machine. Read what opens you. Recite what you understand. Reflect on one ayah and let it change you. If you have access to a masjid, go. If you don't, make a corner of your room a masjid for the night. Lay down a prayer rug, dim the lights, put your phone in another room, and make that space a witness for you. If you can do itikaf, even for a few hours, do it sit with Allah, like you're visiting someone you love. People call it locking in. Tonight, lock in for the akhirah. And don't underestimate the power of small, consistent actions across the 10 nights. Many people share this tip because it's practical. Give a little charity every night so you don't have to guess the exact date. Read a little Quran every night. Make the dua of Isha every night. Pray at least 2 rak'ahs every night. If one of those nights is Laylatul Qadr, then every one of those acts lands on better than 1,000 months. You're not gambling. You're planting seeds in every soil. Also watch the way you end the night. Don't finish with a rush. Don't finish with your phone. Finish with a whisper. Finish with repentance. Finish with hope. The scholars used to say the best dua is the one you make while believing Allah will answer it. So don't ask like someone begging a reluctant judge. Ask like a child asking a loving Lord. And if you feel unworthy, that's exactly why you should be there. Laylatul Qadr isn't only for the people who already have it together. It is for the people who know they don't. It is for the ones who are tired of carrying their past like chains. It is for the ones who keep failing but keep returning. Your returning is not embarrassing. It is beloved. Allah loves the one who comes back. So if you missed 21, show up for 23. If you missed 23, show up for 25. If you missed an entire week, show up tonight. Do not let regret become a door to despair. Regret is a door to Tawbah. Walk through it. And when you wake up after a night of worship, you may not see fireworks. You may not feel a mystical sign. The night is quiet on purpose. The fruit might show up later as patience you didn't have. A sin that suddenly tastes bitter. A softness toward your parents. A steadiness in prayer. A calm in your chest when life hits. Sometimes Allah gives you the sweetness immediately. And sometimes He gives you the strength that outlasts sweetness. Both are gifts. In the end, this is what Laylatul Qadr is doing to you. It trains you to choose Allah again and again. Not once. Not as a performance. As a relationship. The hidden night teaches you to stop living on autopilot. It teaches you to treat tonight as precious, because tomorrow is not promised, and because one night can outweigh decades. So make your intention now. Ya Allah, let me catch it. Then act like you mean it, even if it's messy, even if you yawn, even if you feel behind, even if your Quran is slow, even if your tears don't come. Stand anyway, whisper anyway, give anyway, come anyway. Tonight, before you sleep, make one small promise. I will not let this pass like a normal night. I will carve out something for Allah, even if it's only 20 minutes, even if it's only 2 rak'ahs, and that dua repeated until it becomes real. Because the door is open, the angels descend, and mercy is looking for a heart that is Hadir present. Be that heart, and if you fall asleep, try again tomorrow night.
May you be blessed.
Thank you.